Hello, Matthew Swinnerton here from Santa Cruz Works, and welcome to the Santa Cruz Works Flash Tour. So glad you're here. We have a special treat. We are here at Hitchfire, at the world headquarters of Hitchfire. You might be familiar with Hitchfire, but if not, we're going to give you the full scoop. We're here with John and Evan. How you guys doing?
Very good.
Yeah. Okay, so let's get right into it. What is Hitchfire? Either or.
Well, Hitchfire is a hitch-mounted grill. So it's a purpose-built grill that is designed to live on your hitch.
Okay.
It closes up and it looks like a grill over there. The side cables fold in, hood comes down, it swings in here, and it sits right behind the vehicle. That's really our sort of flagship product. It's the hitch-mounted grill. And then we've sort of expanded upon that really to other hitch-mounted accessories like our side burner, our side table cutting board. We've got grilling tools and some other stuff coming out, like a cooler holder that mounts to your hitch, etc. So
it's kind of like a whole system mounted around the hitch.
exactly, exactly.
So it's almost like there's endless possibilities of what you could do.
That sounds good.
Yeah,
I like that.
Okay, trademark that. No. So let's go back a little bit. You created Tepui Tent years ago. Super successful. It's one of those, like, I would say, like star Santa Cruz like brands that came out of our town. You sold Tepui Tents, and what was next? Like, how did this idea translate to a functioning somebody can grill? How did that happen?
Well, certainly with Tepui, what we really enjoyed was that we were pioneering a new category within the outdoor rec space. And we found ourselves to be the first company outdoor retailer with rooftop tents. And the first 4 or 5 years, we'd open these things up at trade shows and people were blown away. It was like, wow, what is that? This is so cool. Can I get in it? Whatever. So instead of having some sort of spin wheel or throwing things to get people into your booth, all we have to do is open.
You already have the product. Yeah.
So it was really neat to be in that space where we were pioneering this whole category. And when we sold Tepui, I was sort of left that void, kind of looking around. Well, we don't want to just we want to stay in the game. It's a lot of fun. The whole being an entrepreneur and starting a business is good, but we also want to try to find another pioneering opportunity. And so we sort of recognized this, utilitarian hitch that tows a boat or a trailer or bike racks. And people don't give it a second thought. It's like,
and that's
okay,
kind of it. That's like all. Yeah. There's been no like innovation with the hitch in like 50 years.
It's dirty. It's grimy. You kind of get down there to plug in the wire after you hook up your trailer, and that's it.
Yeah.
And so it was, well, wait a second. Let's not make this a utilitarian. Let's build out. Let's develop life at the hitch. And so it was, let's pioneer this new category that really centers on life around the hitch with a broad range of accessories. Starting with the appliance side, with the grill itself, but expanding to sort of encompass this entire area back here and make it a sort of lifestyle space. And so that was sort of the inspiration that really kind of catalyzed Hitchfire.
We felt like we were able to convince people to camp on top of their car.
Yeah.
So we can probably sell this idea, and it's a good idea. We're not making it up. It really does turn a utilitarian part of your vehicle into part of the camping situation, or tailgating, or barbecuing.
So you started at the top of the vehicle, you went to the back. Maybe in the future it's like the front grill.
Yeah. There's a lot of places. We've got the bedroom, now we're in the kitchen.
Exactly.
Living room's next.
Full 360 around the vehicle.
Right.
Okay, so we're going to get a demonstration of the Hitchfire, but if you have a question for John or Evan, please put it in the Q&A, and at the end of our demonstration, we'll ask the question for you. So again, in the Q&A, please put your questions in there and we'll get those answered for you. Okay, so this is the exciting part. I want to see a demonstration on how this actually works. And just so we get clear, so there's the Hitchfire, but then there's also the ultimate one, correct?
Right. So the grill itself is, our product. That's the forged fixing, what you see here, and that's what most people purchase right out of the vehicle. Get this, maybe a travel cover, and they're good to go.
Okay.
It comes with the swing arm, so it plugs right into the 2-inch hitch receiver. They deploy it, they can cook day one with little assembly. I mean, you put in the swing arm and you attach the grill. The ultimate grill station is an expansion on that, where it actually comes with the side burner, so you can saute your mushrooms or your onions or something like that. It also comes, you can boil water. You can actually put 2 of them on. We only have 1 in here. You can end up getting 2 side burners going if you want it. And then it also comes with this essentially a side table cutting board. Now the side table cutting board mounts to the swing arm with these legs, and then has a cutting board that is removable. So the great thing about this is after you're done putting your burgers on,
Here, let me get the mustard and
mustard
ketchup.
ketchup, you walk over to your picnic table and there you go. So
Nice.
it's nice. You can cut up your vegetables, prep your burgers, and then when you're ready, you can bring it over. But it securely attaches to this plate here.
Nice.
And then it also comes with a propane growler. So the grill itself utilizes those 1 pound green cylinders, which quite honestly, we're trying to get away from as a company, realizing in the very first year that those things really just fill up landfills. And it's not, they're not recyclable. Most places won't take them because they can't confirm that there's no propane in them. That becomes a little bit of a challenge, especially in national parks and stuff like that, where they end up kind of littering the national park. So our goal is to get away from them. So you get these propane adapter hoses, which allows you to use a standard 5-gallon propane tank like you use in your backyard, or the smaller 5-pound ones, which are refillable at any of those kind of propane refill stations. So, with that, then you actually you end up getting 6 of those 1 pound cylinders in there. It also hangs right off the swing arm itself. Has the 2
Oh, so
hoses.
while you're traveling, it attaches.
No, we recommend you put it in your car, the propane,
Okay.
just for safety reasons.
Oh, yeah.
Leave
Some
that
kids
propane
do
in the
that.
back. It doesn't feel like the best place to have a cylinder of propane.
You're right. That was a stupid question.
But yeah, so that's it. And then we have our grilling tools over here, which are uniquely designed to essentially hang off of the grill itself. So they've got these little hooks on them. Otherwise, you're always setting them somewhere. And they're always in the way, sliding off. So here you can kind of get in there, flip your burger. These are real nice looking burgers, aren't they?
I was gonna say, yeah, do these actually come with the ultimate one?
These are the new. This is the new synthetic burger.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, we get Beyond Meat.
Yeah.
So this is where it's at. No meat in there, trust me.
No, anything there, yeah. Great. Okay, so it seems like it's a really easy, no fuss. It's like anybody, as long as you know how to grill, it's easy to use.
Exactly. It is.
Yeah. Yeah, great.
Yeah, I mean, people get a grill. All we're doing is saying now your grill is conveniently attached to the back of your car. And if you're out traveling, you're not putting a stinky,
That's what I was
greasy
gonna ask.
grill in your car. I mean, you either put that in your trunk or you put it inside, and then your clothes smell like grease. So here it's, and we can go through this demo if you want to.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that.
So if I were kind of getting ready to, I'm going to take off this. Yeah, my nose, but I'll set this down. Okay. You, twist those. Just the 2 bottom ones. So if I'm take my burger patties, set them over here in the bowl, put that on the ground here. So if we're ready to take off from camp, we would simply put them on these side tables like this. Close our lid like that. Latch it up here. Now there's a little spring-loaded screw right here where we can actually tighten that right there so that this doesn't rattle at all. And those 2 side tables that we pushed in there, they're actually under compression. So this whole thing, the cooking grate, the 2 side tables, and this is all under compression, so nothing rattles. You can hear there's nothing rattling. All right, so then when we're actually ready to leave, we simply swing this around.
Latches in.
Latches in. There's got a slam latch in here. You can add the pin for extra security. Put the cover on, grab the cover, and off you go.
And we also sell a locking hitch pin, so the whole swing arm can't be removed, as well as there's an area underneath the grill where you can put a padlock, so somebody couldn't just steal the grill.
Oh, okay, that's smart.
And of course, you see we have a bottle.
Which is very important. Yeah.
People always lose the bottle opener. This is attached to the grill. It's always there. Pop it out.
Nice.
And so then when you show up at camp, it's just as simple. I push down the slam latch. You can use it at 90 degrees. You can spin this out to this way at 90. You can spin it out this way.
Wow.
You can bring it all the way out to here or at 180. So, there's a lot of versatility depending on where, if you want to be camping and cooking over here.
And seeing everybody over here.
Yeah. So we get a lot of folks that use this on an RV because the awning of a lot of RVs come off the passenger side. And so what we do is, this will swing out towards their awning. They're setting up over here. The grill station's right here. So
Because even with an RV or a sprinter van or van life people, you're cooking in those, you'll smell it. Your inside of your vehicle will smell. And also it could be that the kids are out playing and mom's inside cooking. Well, now it's the barbecue and you're out there with everybody being a part of it. The camping experience.
And that's usually the challenge for RV and van life is the amount of space you have in there. It's not, you do not have this, especially with the Ultimate, you don't have this much space for cooking.
Right.
So yeah, and this big of a grill, that's like non-existent.
Well, that's just it, because those portable grills are tiny because they're meant to be stored in your car.
Yeah.
And so you're sitting there on these little miniature portable cook stations, and you're challenged to cook anything. Like imagine cooking a huge 4-pound tri-tip on one of those.
Yeah.
Forget it, you know?
Yeah. And then again, your RV is going to smell like that for the rest of your trip.
Right.
That much forward. Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay, so you've already, just in a short period of time, you've already like introduced, it went from the original grill to the Ultimate. Is there other things in the pipeline that other devices, other things products that you want to introduce to
we
the
can tell you about?
Yeah, you can tell us, because I know you guys
Just
had
make
is
sure you
like,
bleep this out, blur this part out.
exactly, yeah. Okay, so just between us, yeah. What are some of the things coming up in the future?
Well, I'll tell you that, this swing arm right here is the foundation to everything that we're going to be pushing out. And as you saw, sort of this side table that was attached to here just a few minutes ago, one of the things that we're going to be launching here in spring 22 is a cutting or a cooler. So just like that one, there's going to be a cooler, because a lot of times, like, you're going down here, I'm digging in here for what, the burgers or the, whatever, the tomatoes, and I'm bringing up here.
You have a bad back.
You got a bad back. So it'd be nice to have the cooler right here. And so then I'm sitting over here, I'm cooking, I'm reaching in, I'm grabbing stuff right out of my cooler. And that's really, so that's just an example of one of the things. In addition to that, lighting. Oftentimes you're trying to cook, it's dusk, and now you can't see exactly what's going on in the grill. You don't want to chop your finger off when you're chopping onions. So we're going to add some lighting in this area as well. So, and then, we're going to continue to expand outwards to include, this area out front.
Everything would be life around the hitch.
Right? Yeah.
And that could be a lounge set. It could be a sunshade. It can be a lot, and especially if it's using our proprietary swing arm, and we have some opportunities to display something the way nobody else has before.
It's amazing what you could do just with a hitch. It's like the starting point, and then move forward. Yeah. Okay, well, let's go. One thing that I'm really impressed with, and one thing that here at Santa Cruz Works, we're always promoting, and we always find so exciting, is that there's businesses that are coming out of Santa Cruz. There's businesses that are employing people here in Santa Cruz and growing, and yours is definitely one of those. Can we get a little, there's this whole complex that you have. It was the weekend. But it's actually going to be converted, so it's going to be all Hitchfire soon, correct?
That's right. We're actually coming in our 1-year anniversary, September 1st. We launched September 1st, 2020, I guess. And so
crazy time.
The years are. And so by the end of September, I believe Tuli is pulling out of this space with Tipui and remnants of Tuli, and we'll be expanding to take over the rest of it.
So just to go, this is not just an idea. This is a full big, shipping. You're shipping product.
Yeah, we're shipping product over here. So these guys are working. We got orders going out to the retailers. We got a lot of the other ones, Bass Pro, Fellas, Backcountry. So at various times we'll have stocking orders for them to go out, as well as individual orders. In here we're working on minor assembly, packing drills, get labels on. We store inventory over there that's ready to ship, already palletized, ready to go.
You have another container outside.
Because we've got hundreds of these that we have to have on hand, ready to pack, load, label, out the door. So there's certain times that we're doing QC inspection right now. That's what you guys are doing with everything that feeds here. We go through it all, make sure all the screws are tight. We've got everything's oriented correctly. There's no wires that are loose for the ignition. These guys are going through all that stuff, add Loctite to any screws that might be prone to getting loose, that kind of thing.
Hey guys, you'll sign a paperwork saying that God, it's okay to film you, right? No. Okay, so let's go back inside again. If you have a question for John or Evan, please put it in the Q&A. We're going to go over right now, and I'm going to look at some of those questions right now, and we're going to put you guys on the hot seat. Okay. So just like you probably can see this whole, this is their showroom that's being converted to more of a Hitchfire showroom soon. more, but let's see if we have questions. Okay. Let me go to the Q&A. Okay, so one of the questions that was submitted earlier was, and I'm going to paraphrase a little bit, designing, and you guys are getting here closer to me here. So, software is a hard thing to build a company that's building software, and that's a big, but sometimes people say even hardware could be even having its own challenges and very difficult. What challenges did you face in engineering this to actually, from the start to actually a full product that people could use?
What challenge haven't we faced? It has been, that's why we're really excited about next Wednesday.
Okay.
Because if we get to next Wednesday, we've survived the year.
Okay.
And just like both of my children, it's that first year, we got through the first year. It's a big celebration. So yeah, we're, we especially in the beginning because of COVID, it had, kind of came out of nowhere in 2019 where we had been working with some industrial designers, Stella Group out of Santa Barbara. They were, working on the drawings, some prototyping. We were doing 3D modeling, etc. Then we finally get our first working prototypes, and we're all very far apart because the pandemic kept getting worse and worse. And then people weren't able to see each other. And then all of a sudden, we can't get together and see how this handle isn't working or this latch isn't working. And so certainly in the early days, just the functionality of it was a real challenge to try to convey over Zoom.
Right. It looks good on paper. It looks good on a program.
But actual
but the
physical
practical use has some shortcomings.
Right.
And you really have to work that out by using it.
Yeah. And so we had some struggles in those, and even with the coatings and things like that, we initially started getting coatings wrong because we couldn't get out there and field test things as much as we wanted to earlier. So it's coatings, it's burners, it's fitment of things, interference issues, with different parts. But little by little, we kind of also had to choose whether we launch or not launch. And that was a big decision that we made because initially we had wanted to launch in May of 2020 because there was Overland Expo. It's a huge sort of industry show. It's open to consumers. That sort of
big opening.
Yeah, we used to go as Tepui for years, and that was a big part of our sort of anchor, our core audience right there. But then that got canceled, and then the next trade show got canceled. I mean, CR Classic was canceled. Everything that year was canceled, and so we kind of looked at each other. Well, how do you launch a brand virtually? Do we even do it? Do we just punt? This will be over surely by December.
This is not a virtual item.
Yeah, it's not a virtual item, right? And so we realized, okay, it's not ending. It's not over in 1 month or 2 months or 5 months. So we just sort of had to, bite the bullet and say, okay, let's launch.
Do a softer launch. And then,
a softer launch. We couldn't have a huge party. We couldn't have a bunch of people over. That wouldn't really be the right message.
But you will.
We look forward to that.
We will have Hitch Fest at some point.
Yes.
There's one question about your background. Can you guys both you and Evan, can you give us a little background about before what kind of industries were you guys in before? What kind of training? You're an engineer, you're business development, I'm guessing. Yeah.
Sure. I've been in the surf and outdoor business for 35 years. I mean, my first job was with Quicksilver in the 80s, and then Fox Racing, and then Surf Tech here locally. So I'm more of a sales guy.
Yeah.
And when Evan and I met with Tepui, I took over the sales side of things, and that's my value.
What about you, Evan?
Well, my background was in engineering. I did sort of civil engineering years ago when I was a college student, and then sort of emerged from there in sort of construction management stuff. But really have always dabbled in the entrepreneurship world. And in fact, years and years ago, I don't think Doug remembers, but I presented at one of his tech meetups back in 2005.
Oh my goodness! A
company called Baycom, and we were working on a text messaging thing, and then.
Oh my goodness, we gotta find that video.
Oh boy, please don't. It was interesting times. But then, eventually I kept trying. Eventually, I hit Tepui and learned a lot. Just, growing that from just my wife and I initially, and then his partner Bernard came on board.
Oh yeah.
And then, by the time we sold it, we were probably 22 employees. And, it was nice that it was throttle growth because there's a lot of lessons you don't want to learn in your first year because you're not substantial.
Not ready,
So just did that for 8 years and really enjoyed it. Really enjoyed the industry. So decided this is where I want to be.
Okay, so here's a question for John. This is from James. He says, great product for outdoor enthusiasts who grill. I represent a retailer and e-tailer for barbecue grills. Are you ready for sale channels outside your web and affiliate model?
Oh, absolutely. We sell to plenty of people that only sell online, especially a barbecue guy. That's right up our alley. So John at Hitchfire, that's how you get a hold of me.
Okay.
Love to. Thank you.
Okay, John at
Yeah.
Hitchfire. Great. Okay, well, I think that's it. I mean, thank you so much for the time, but I think this is such a cool product. And again, I love that this is happening right here in Santa Cruz. So again, if you have any questions, or if you want to find out more about Hitchfire, where should they go?
Hitchfire.com.
Pretty simple.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Thank you so much,
Thanks,
guys.
guys.
And
All right, thank
we'll
you.
see you soon.
All right.
Thank you, everyone.